Whether you're a newcomer to Dreamweaver or an old hand, it's essential to know your way around the user interface. In fact, old hands often fail to discover new features because they tend to stick with what they know. This is what a new installation of Dreamweaver looks like. It's the Windows version, but Mac users can rest easy. The two versions are almost identical. This is the welcome screen, which lists the 10 most recent items that you've had open and has some shortcuts for creating new types of documents, as well as some videos on the Adobe website. Let's create a new HTML page by clicking HTML here. Once you have any pages open in the document window, you can't access the welcome screen again. So you go to File, New, and this opens the New Document dialog box. As you can see, it has a great number of options. For creating HTML pages, you need to select the blank page section, page type HTML, and then you have a whole list of predefined layouts here. If you don't want to use one of the predefined layouts, then click None and click Create. And this creates a second page for you. Another way to create a new document is to press Ctrl-N on Windows or Command-N on a Mac. At the top of the screen here we have what's called the application bar. It contains a few icons such as this one for layout. Then there's one which takes you to the extension manager and widget browser, and another one which is for creating new sites. Further along you've got the workspace menu, which allows you to select different types of workspace layout. This little search box here opens the Adobe Community Help program. So you just type in something that you want to find out how something works in Dreamweaver, press enter, and it will bring up the program for you. Finally, you've got an access to the CSS Live Services menu. We won't be covering those in this course, so I'll just close that for the moment. Now this is where we do have some differences between the Windows and Mac versions of Dreamweaver. The application bar is different in the two programs. In Windows, if I select Window and then select Application Bar, you'll see that the little icons, these three icons here, have disappeared. If I click it again, it brings them back on. In the Mac version, turning off the application bar not only removes these icons, it also removes the workspace menu, the search field and CS Live. Let me just show you a screenshot of the way it looks in the Mac version. As you can see, the menu bar is at the top of the screen in the default Mac place, instead of being within the Dreamweaver user interface as it is in Windows. And the application bar is further over to the left, with the three icons here, and then the workspace menu, search field and CS Live. If you hide them, all of them disappear, and so all you have left is the menu bar at the top of the window. This is your main work area, the document window in Dreamweaver. Many people regard Dreamweaver as a WYSIWYG program. WYSIWYG is a rather whimsical acronym for what you see is what you get. It's certainly a visual program, but it's not WYSIWYG in the sense that you can just drag elements into the document window. Using split view by clicking this split button at the top of the document window allows you to see the underlying HTML code at the same time as keeping the visual output on the other side of the window. You can work directly in the HTML code and see the changes in the visual side. When I opened split view, you might have noticed how the design changed. Dreamweaver CS55 responds dynamically to CSS media queries, applying the appropriate styles according to the width of design view. You can resize the viewport accurately by clicking the down arrow to the right of the multi-screen button. This opens the window size menu. For example, if I want to see what my page looks like in a smartphone, click this. And to get a better view of what the page will look like in a browser, click the Live View button. This renders the page in a version of the WebKit browser engine, which is embedded in Dreamweaver. WebKit is the same browser engine as used by Safari and Google Chrome. You can't edit the page in Live View, but you can edit the underlying code in Split View. Let's just try it here. Change this from reservations to booking. And then if I press F5, it will update what you see in live view. The F5 keyboard shortcut, by the way, is the same in both Windows and Mac. You can also resize the viewport by opening the Window Sizes menu by clicking the size in the status bar at the bottom of the document window like this. Selecting full size restores the viewport to its actual size. It doesn't maximize it. Now, if you need to see more of the document window, press F4 to hide the panels, and pressing F4 again restores the panels to their normal position. Here at the bottom left of the document window is the tag selector, which shows you where the insertion point or current selection is within the page structure, the Document Object Model or DOM. You can use it to select whole sections of the page. Here I've selected the whole of the UL list, which is the navigation menu. At the top of the document window is the Related Files toolbar. If you have several files attached to the same document, you can access those files by clicking the file name in the Related Files toolbar, and it displays the content of the file within split view, still keeping the visual representation of your page on the right-hand side. As you can see, I'm moving between the different style sheets which are attached to this page, and I can work in each one of them. And to finish this whirlwind tour of the Dreamweaver user interface, let's take a look at the multi-screen panel by clicking the multi-screen button here. This launches the multi-screen preview panel, which shows what your page will look like at different resolutions. Here's what it will look like in a phone, in a tablet, and in a desktop. And what's very nice about the multi-screen preview panel is it's also navigable. It will take me to different parts of the same website. So that concludes this whirlwind tour of the Dreamweaver CS55 user interface.